What's good, y'all? This is Evan Tashwar, Jack of all people trades. Yesterday, I came to you with practical tips for working a snow and ice event for everybody. Today, this is practical tips for those of you who are leaders during a snow and ice event. So, whether you're the company owner, CEO, you're a crew leader in the field, maybe you're a supervisor, an operations lead over a region, over service providers, if you're leading in any kind of way, having people reporting to you during snow and ice events, here's some practical tips for you. And I hope this encourages you and lifts you up. So, number one is make sure your people know what's expected of them and not just telling them what to do, but paint a picture of what success looks like. So whether it's for a industrial site, a commercial site where you have certain priority areas, show them pictures of what good service looks like. Talk to them about what does a good final picture look like? What does a good site visit look like where you go back and, maybe resalt, do things to prevent refreeze. Paint those pictures of success. Give them some high level keys. People don't remember every single detail, but they will remember those high level bullet point expectations. And another way to help your people know what's expected of them is when you're telling them or communicating, whether it's in a meeting or an email, have them repeat it back to you in their words. That way they have to process it and be able to speak it back to you so you can show that they understand. It's not just you telling them and saying, do you understand? You're the supervisor. Of course, they're going to nod yes. But if you have them explain back what success looks like, explain what their expectations are on the job, how they're going to plow, how they're going to salt, how they're going to handle the storm, that's going to help you do better if they actually have to explain it in their words. So that's number one, is knowing those expectations. Number two, make sure you communicate in a way that your receiver prefers to receive information. And this is something that should be established before the season, but as a leader, you should know how your people prefer to receive information. Are they detail oriented? Do they like to read through things beforehand? Do they like to talk things out more in the moment? Do they learn better visually? Do they need maps that are going to help them? Or do they learn more through doing a site walkthrough? However they learn and communicate, you need to teach and communicate in the style that they prefer. And then number three, recognition. Recognition is like fuel to employees. It's a superpower. It's free. So recognize for good work. Even if it's for, hey, visited this site, the handicap spots here are very clear, everything's good, you did a great job there. Recognize for those small things. Even if something goes wrong, not saying you don't correct when things go wrong, you do, but recognize for what goes well. And lavish that recognition, and also ask with recognition, how do people like to receive praise? Some people like public recognition, some people prefer more private recognition, but provide that recognition. So now we get to the too long didn't read version. Is number one, make sure your team knows what's expected of them, paint that picture of success, give them those high level keys, and make them repeat it back to you. Number two, communicate in the way that your receiver prefers and best receives information. And number three, recognize your team members for success. So leaders, I hope this was helpful to you, empowering. This is going to be possibly a big storm coming in. I hope it's prosperous for you, thriving, and I wish you nothing but the best here from Jack of all people trades. Appreciate you, snow fighters.